We're heading into week 7 of the NFL season, and in this video, we're talking Thursday night football. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into Cincinnati. They'll be a 5.5-point road favorite. Total sits at 43.5. Last Thursday night, I gave you the New York Giants plus 7.5 as a home dog to rivals Philadelphia. The Giants won outright. However, I also gave you a player prop on Jackson Dart to go under his passing yards. That one didn't hit. So my perfect run with free plays for my Thursday night football videos on this channel came to an end last week. I'm also coming off my first losing week of the season with premium picks for clients. Nobody's complaining though, because we're still hitting over 70% since the beginning of last year's playoffs. Enough of that. Let's get into this video. The Steelers are 4-1. They've won 3 straight games. They won at New England. They beat Minnesota in Dublin, and they beat Cleveland at home. This is a different look to this Pittsburgh team, though. They ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing, averaging just 84 yards per game. They're not running the ball very well, but they got themselves a quarterback, 45-year-old Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if he's actually 45, but he's pretty old. Not quite as old as me. Anyways, he's thrown for over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. This team is leaning on their passing game. I'm looking at this line, looking at this total, and it seems to reflect nostalgia rather than what's happening with these two teams right now. After all, the Cincinnati Bengals defense has been absolutely lit up by everybody they've faced, and now they're facing Aaron Rodgers, and the total sitting at 43.5. I checked the weather. The weather is going to be absolutely fine. We could see some points in this game, but before we talk about any of that, I got to tell you about a promotion we have available right now at wagertalk.com. And for those of you who have been around this football season, you're probably familiar with this, the Weekend Warrior, $49. You get all the football plays. That's all day Saturday college football, all day Sunday NFL. They'll even throw in the Monday night football. $49. I've been meaning to talk to the boss about this. It's way too cheap. As always, there's no purchase necessary. You're more than welcome to tune in just for the free picks. The only thing I ask from you is that you take the time to smash that like button. And if you've got anything to say about this game or any other game this week or even college football, please hit me up in the comments below. I get a ton of great comments, and I love interacting with the viewers, even when they're critical and they say nasty things to me, which does happen from time to time. In fact, let's have a look at what people are saying this week. We've got Mr. Oscar saying, Jesse, you really nailed it last night, taking the Giants plus 7.5. Wow, you did your homework. Thank you for your work. Well, I appreciate the positive comment. He neglected to mention my losing pick on the player prop, which is absolutely fine by me, but I have to remind everybody for transparency's sake. And then we've got Mo Green. We remember the name Mo Green, right, from the Godfather movies. Yeah, you got lucky last week. Colorado, now you think you know football. I guess he's referring to one of the free picks I put out on one of the channels that I contribute to. I picked Colorado over Iowa State, and he says I got lucky. I also picked Pittsburgh to win outright at Florida State. I wonder if he thinks that was lucky. I gave out well over a dozen picks last week, and I won most of them, so lucky? I must be a pretty lucky guy then. Anyways, let's get back into the video. Cincinnati's coming off 4 straight losses. They can't do anything right. They rank 32nd in rushing, averaging just 57 yards per game. They got themselves a new quarterback, and this guy's old. In fact, I can't remember which one's older, Rodgers or Flacco, but this is the geriatric bowl by the sounds of it. Flacco did throw for 219 yards on 29 of 45 passing in a 27-18 loss to Green Bay in his Bengals debut. And what did we learn from this? We learned that Cincinnati with Joe Flacco has the intention of throwing the ball with a lot of short passes. 219 yards on 29 completions. You work that out. Those are short passes. They're intending to get the ball out quick. With short passes to the wide receivers, tight ends, and perhaps running backs. They're not going to be running the ball. Chase Brown can't run the ball. He's averaging 2.5 yards per carry. Jamar Chase last week, 10 receptions, 94 yards, and a touchdown. His prop for this week, I find it very interesting. His reception sits at 6.5, and that's the one I like because, as I mentioned, Flacco, they intend to have him throwing the ball, but they intend to have him throwing short passes. He didn't put up a lot of yardage last week, so I'm not really interested in the yardage, even though 70.5 appears to be very doable for Jamar Chase. I think the best bet in the player prop market on the Cincinnati side of the ball is over 6.5 receptions for Jamar Chase. The total sitting at 43.5. The last time these teams faced each other last year in Pittsburgh in January was 48.5. And then when they played in December in Cincinnati, the total was 46. I think the number for this game, based on the fact that neither of these two teams like to run the ball and they're both going to be passing the ball more often than they're running it, the weather is fine. I think this total should be a little bit higher. So I do like the Bengals team total over 17.5. And I like wide receiver props. As I mentioned, Jamar Chase over 6.5 receptions and DK Metcalf, both yards and receptions look like low numbers to me based on the fact that the Bengals pass defense is among the worst in the league, if not the worst. So I do believe Aaron Rodgers is going to have a big day throwing the football. So Bengals team total over 17.5. We got Jamar Chase and DK Metcalf props. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, you hit me up in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.